Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I talk quite a bit about democracy, pros and cons, when it's useful, when it's not, according to me and my experience. And I also want to talk about, in this video, a very specific outcome, a byproduct of democracy. It's something that it has given us as a society, as a civilization that is not entirely great, and I want to discuss that. So here's the thing: if you look at a lot of bad behavior, by bad I mean things that are harmful to the individual or other individuals, that are destructive to property outside of contracts, that are unhealthy, unsafe, or toxic without good reason. And I'm not trying to be Princess Purity here. I'm just saying that there are things that make no sense. There are things that are reckless and wasteful and destructive for no good reason, and those are bad behaviors, just for the sake of definition, in the context of this video. But so if you look at them, if you look at these bad behaviors like I just described, they all have some features common to them, such as people rationalizing, justifying to themselves. It might surprise you to learn that most people, including and especially people who act badly, believe that they're right. They believe on some level that they are right to do so because they are justified. And there is actual justification for many, many things, but not everything. Not everything. And it doesn't always make sense. You'll find that when behavior is categorically bad, the person has, rationalized it. They've excused themselves on some level of conscience out of necessity. They have to feel comfortable, right? They have to be able to live their life, to get up in the morning, look at themselves in the mirror. They have to be able to get to sleep at night. And the only way you can actually do that while doing really nasty stuff is to excuse it somehow mentally. And you'll find that people that do these things that, are, vandals or saboteurs, or just don't give a crap about anybody except themselves, are all confused about something. They're confused about something that democracy taught them in error. So what am I saying by this? I'm saying that democracy is a popularity contest. By definition, I'm not even exaggerating. It's just one different way to say it. It's a popularity contest. You're literally rounding up all the people and you're saying, what do you like? It's that simple. So what happens when you roll democracy out as an official system, as an official platform for policy changes, for direction, for civic infrastructure to get built and established, for the founding guidelines and principles of everything and everyone? When you use democracy to do that, you know what message you're broadcasting at the same time? You're saying that popularity equals propriety. You're saying that they're the same exact thing. You're saying that what's proper is just whatever happens to be in fashion, and it's that simple. We've all decided, and we don't want to talk about it anymore. Don't rock the boat. If you don't love democracy, you're un-American. And it defines right from wrong. But it doesn't, does it? So I love thought experiments. If you've watched my videos, you've probably seen a few of them by now. Thought experiments, and here's one. Here's a great one. Consider you're walking down the street, minding your business. A stranger walks up to you. You've never met this person before. You have no prior business whatsoever with this person. And they pull out a gun or a knife and rob you. Let's say that there's a little bit more to the picture that you may or may not be aware of. They are not doing it for any justifiable or defensible reasons, such as, perhaps feeding their starving baby might be justification in certain circles. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that they don't have one of those excuses. They're just a robber, and there are actual robbers. There's people that will do this because they do it. That's what they do. And so you meet one, and the question at this point is their behavior good or bad? Can we agree that it's bad behavior? I would like to agree that it's bad behavior to rob people for no good reason. So let's step it up a notch. There's 2 robbers. You may already know where this is going. So 3 robbers, maybe a whole gang of robbers. Maybe you just crossed the Sharks or the Skids or the Crips or whoever. I don't know what they call themselves, but let's say there's 50 of them. The nature of the activity has not changed. The nature of the reasons the victimhood of the abused and the person who's getting robbed has not changed. Nothing has changed except the fact that there's a majority of robbers at this point. Does it become proper is the question. You see where I'm going with this. What if it's a whole country full of robbers? What if it's millions of people all on board with some, program of robbing people at gunpoint in one way or another? Does it become proper? Did it become proper when there were two robbers? What's your magic number? Yeah, the point is it's not a complaint of magnitude. It's a complaint of direction. You'll find that these same people, as an aside, will try to confuse direction and magnitude. So they'll confuse popularity with propriety. They'll confuse magnitude with direction. They will confuse many things, and it's because they're confused. And they, to be fair, they got a bad shake. They got bad education. They were told by people that they should have been able to trust that democracy is great. Don't you ever question it. It defines what is right and wrong, and it's our way. It's the proper American way. So they went through school into adulthood believing what they were told. That's their crime, ultimately. Believing what their instructors, parents, and educators told them. That if we vote on it, suddenly it's okay. There's nothing more to it. Have you heard a lot of talk about morality lately? Oh, because we got democracy instead. We don't need morality. Come on. We can vote. We just vote. We can vote to smoke grass. We can vote to drink alcohol. We can vote to have gambling and prostitution legal in some areas or all areas. Heck, if it's popular enough, suddenly it's okay. Nobody's getting hurt, right? Because we voted on it. Well, that's the problem. It still causes problems. People are still getting hurt. People are still getting robbed. People are still dying and suffering as a result of what is obviously and patently criminal behavior. Being popular, being democratic is not an excuse for bad behavior. Okay. So I've gone on for 7 minutes, and hopefully my point is pretty clear. Democracy, as I've said previously, is great for preventing war as a last resort. A last resort, not a first resort. In the event of an unbridgeable dispute where parties just cannot see eye to eye, they cannot reach an agreement otherwise with logic, reason, and diplomacy, then step in democracy before you kill each other. It's great for that. It's amazing for that. But God bless our founding fathers who thought that it was a Swiss Army knife of politics, because it's not. Trust me, it is not. The will of the people is woefully flawed. If individuals are flawed, you already know. Reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.